Actually, we've come back a little bit, more banged up than we were, when we left. So it's a little strange there, thinking having time for guys to heal up a little bit. Jermaine's not quite back yet. Shane sprained his ankle when he was had a pretty significant sprain. So he's kind of day to day to kind of see where he is. He hadn't been able to practice since he's been back, but he's been working around the clock trying to get back. Same thing with Tyron had a little bit of a flare up with his knee. Rod had a little bit of a flare up, so it's just been a lot of maintenance. We hadn't really had a chance to get up and down a lot, but it's been some good focus work, good individual work over the last couple of days.
All right.
Hi. In terms of your kind of COVID testing protocols and things like that, I know Vanderbilt announced some, they're pushing the semester back and things like that. So are your testing protocols largely, the same as they were in the fall, or has it been affected at all by some of the things that the university is doing?
No, we're in the same, things change. It's all fluid. Things continue to change. We just got word that, that all vaxxed and boosted, student athletes, as long as they're feeling well and asymptomatic, should be able to resume, after 5 days of isolation. So, we're adhering to that. Fortunately for us, we hadn't, we've had one player to really have any issue as far as, it was a lot going on when we were in Hawaii. It was kind of a hot spot, so we did have some issues with some staff, but not so much with players. So we were fortunate from that standpoint. So hopefully we can stay there. We know that this is a very, very contagious virus that's going on now, the Omicron, and it just seemed like it's something that we're going to deal with as the season goes on. But we'll adjust with it and deal with it accordingly.
Robbie?
Historically Arkansas is very good at home, and obviously they have this unique playing style. How does having extra time to prepare for them help when you face an opponent like this, especially on the road?
Again, we're still in the mode of, just kind of making sure that we're doing things consistently, more so than, any one particular team that we play. Yeah, we're locking them. We have a scouting report against them as we would anybody else. But I think there's some things that they're doing that obviously we have to focus on and be ready to guard. Some things that they could do defensively that we had to be prepared for. But I just feel like if we're healthy and playing the way that we're capable of playing and really kind of continuing what we've ended the year with, I like our chances there.
Chris Harris, you may be muted.
I didn't hear you call my name. Thanks,
Sorry.
man. Hey, Stack, good morning. I was just wondering how you feel that what you guys have done in the non-conference has now prepared you for what you're about to face.
Yeah, we felt like we left some games out there that were winnable games for us, games that we look back at it and look at the things, but I think that's a part of the growing process. I think you kind of have to, learn the hard way, so to speak, but we got to feel good about where we, our schedule, how we playing. I think kind of looking back, we had the 5th toughest schedule, non-conference schedule of everybody in our conference. So I think when, that lets us know that we scheduled the right way. We did things to try to prepare, for the season, as far as, quad 1 and quad 2 wins. We were, I think 3rd with the most wins there. So, we got some good momentum. We did some good things, but even with that said, we just felt that it could have been a little bit better. I think the Temple game is one that kind of stands out to me when just going back and look at it. Never want to discredit them and the things that they did, but I just felt like we left a lot of things that we knew how to do and could have executed better to not necessarily even have to be in overtime. But I think in overtime we were sloppy there too. So I think we corrected those things. We got better in some areas that we didn't do well, going down the stretch of those games. We learned a lot about it. We're playing Loyola, just to, their team and the way they can space the floor and everybody's around 3. I feel good that we learned some things in that game to kind of help us as well. So we know when we want to be aggressive with our pick and roll coverages and different things like that. That's kind of our identity of who we are, but you have to be able to adjust and to teams that present different challenges for you. And defending the three was one of those things that we felt that we got a little better at during the course of the non-conference. You know, have we got it completely solved? No, but you know, I do think that we're a lot better than we were when we started.
All right.
You know, with so many players that have been banged up, who are you, you know, looking at to kind of step up through the early parts of SEC play?
I mean, we play a style that where we share the floor, and you know, guys are going to get opportunities, and I mean, they determine that.
Robbie?
Been a while since we've asked you about Liam Robbins. How's, you know, I mean, in Hawaii, it looked like he was out of the boot. Has he made progress? You know, how's he doing? What's the status, I suppose? Yeah,
I mean, I think on the 30th, he had an MRI. The MRI came back again, showing good improvement. I know that we were sending those pictures and everything up to the doctor that did the surgery. And he was supposed to kind of give us some guidance on the next steps as far as his ramp up. So we're hoping that he saw the kind of the same progression that we saw. I mean, the good thing about it, you know, Liam said he's pain free, so that's a positive within itself. But I mean, as far as how we ramp up over the next couple of weeks, I mean, it's kind of more for the doctors and the trainers to figure out. I mean, in my mindset is, you know, I have to prepare as if he's not going to be there. Obviously, that'd be a great boost, a great kick if he's able to get back in the mix at some point sooner rather than later. But my mindset is that it'll be later, if at all.
Coach, I think that's it. Appreciate you.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Hey, Scotty, you know, after a long trip out to Hawaii and a long non-conference season, how do you think the break will help you guys in terms of being refreshed or anything like that?
Yeah, I think the break helped us as far as getting our bodies right. We had a couple guys that were banged up, so the break just gave us time to recover from that, as well as just, you know, get individual skill work for the guys that were able to practice and just feel confident going into conference.
Chris Harris?
Hey, Scotty, question now that you start conference play. What do you think you guys as a team have to prove, given kind of how you performed in the league over the last couple of years?
That we're better than what we've shown. But the last 2 years I've been here, we were projected low in the SEC, and that's where we've been. So just trying to exceed expectations this year. But I feel more confident this year going to conference than I've been in my last 2 years as well, even throughout our non-conference.
And what's the reason for that?
I think the reason our non-conference wasn't as how we expected it to be is because we also were missing Rodney. You know, Jermaine was banged up. And that was pretty much a big part of it, not having Rodney, having guys bounce in and out of the rotation. That kind of, you know, changed the dynamic of things. But having Rodney, you guys see, having us full strength in Hawaii, we were able to win games. I didn't think we would win last year, especially the BYU game, and as well as the Hawaii game, just having him out there changes the whole game. And I think the BYU game last year and the year before that, we wouldn't have won.
Robbie?
I think you've played like 3 times or 4 times against Arkansas in your first 2 years. I mean, how does, you know, what challenges do they present that's kind of unique to them? And how does it maybe help to have a little bit of extra time to prepare for a team that has kind of a unique playing style?
Yeah, having extra time, it helps. You know, we're able to scout them a lot more than, you know, usually we'd be able to. But as far as Arkansas, like you said, I played them 3 times, 4 times. They kind of have couple of the same guys that I remember playing against. So I feel confident going in there, and I think the whole team does as well.
Have any more questions for Scotty today, anyone? Aria, go ahead.
How did it feel for you guys when, you know, the Stanford game was called off? Did that provide, you know, any additional motivation, especially since you haven't played any games since then?
You said, how did we feel after the game was called off?
Yeah.
I think a lot of us kind of frustrated. We were all kind of ready to play that game, especially myself. We were all basically heading to the bus when they got the news, and it was a game we all thought we were gonna win. All thought we needed to win, as far as getting wins, quad one wins, whatever it's called. So I think we were all a little frustrated to hear the news because although we still got the trophy, we didn't get the win we wanted.
With Ferris?
Yeah, Scotty, kind of to follow up what I was asking earlier. I thought I saw when you decided to come back, some of the reasons for that. You said something like, you believe this team can get to the NCAA tournament and things of that nature. I guess so. What have you guys shown up till now, and what leads you to believe that you guys can be competitive in the SEC?
I think we have a lot more to show to get there. And I think it shows the first couple of conference games. Seeing how we do in the first couple of conference games will, dictate how close we got to make to the tournament. As far as our non-conference, it didn't go as, how I'd like it to go, so I can't really speak on that now. But, after the first couple of conference games, I could get back to you on that and hopefully say we're ready for the tournament.